Hello everyone, Fred here. In this installment of TPP Dynamite, I'm going to be talking about why it is essential that Disney Marvel choose no-name actors when casting its future X-Men projects for the upcoming so-called mutant saga. First things first though, if you haven't already, let me encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I post film, book, and TV series reviews. I do opinion pieces on entertainment, news, and affairs. I'm also an author of adult and young adult mystery novels. I recently released a new short mystery called The Intruder. There's a link to it in my video description below, and I encourage you to check it out as well. With that in mind, and without further ado, I'm going to just jump right into it. So I did a video yesterday wherein I said that I don't want Disney Marvel, as the company stands, to touch anything remotely related to X-Men in the MCU because I respect the X-Men IP and because it's a virtual certainty that Disney Marvel in its current state would just ruin the X-Men the same way it's already ruined the MCU and seems ready to ruin the Fantastic Four. Nevertheless, my track record of talking Fortune 500 companies out of making foolish decisions has been rather poor in the past, so I doubt it will work out this time either. And if Disney Marvel is going to be foolish, they need to at least be wise about it, which is why I hope that in foolishly choosing to make its upcoming X-Men projects, the company is at least wise enough to live by perhaps the most important lesson for setting the X-Men up for future success. Cast very young, very obscure, but very talented actors to portray the X-Men, their villains, their allies, and their additional supporting characters. Why is that perhaps the most important lesson? Well, it's fairly safe to say that the MCU is one hair's breadth away from death right now, with the best option for revitalization being to do a full-scale reboot of the MCU. And Disney Marvel absolutely refuses to do that for admittedly not bad reasons. Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars are not going to save the MCU, though they might be able to keep it on life support for the next 3 years. The Fantastic Four might have been able to save the MCU had the Fantastic Four been properly directed, written, and cast, and had that cast been 10 years younger, like it should have been. But that obviously did not happen, so basically the X-Men are Disney Marvel's only chance for saving the MCU long term. That means Disney Marvel will need to be able to make movies and probably series revolving around the X-Men and their world for the next 10 to 15 years. Of course, that will require Disney Marvel to hire quality writers and directors, which I doubt the company will do, considering its abysmal recent record in that regard. And that's a story for another video, with which I will not bore you now because I'm trying to keep this one below 4 hours. But of equal importance to, if not greater importance than, the writing and direction is the cast. If X-Men is going to carry Disney Marvel for a decade or more, then the company needs to cast actors and actresses who are young enough to portray their characters and carry a franchise for a decade or more without aging out of the roles. Those people need to be talented enough to inhabit the roles for which they're chosen, so that those roles can indeed become as iconic and respected amongst audiences as Chris Evans' Captain America or Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. And perhaps most importantly, those people need to be Hollywood nobodies, blank slates, actors and actresses who come with no baggage, who have not enjoyed breakout success, who have not been typecasted or pigeonholed, and who come with no prior expectations by a mainstream audience. That's going to be critical not only to building and keeping fan investment in those characters as X-Men for the next 10 or 15 years, but also in making X-Men movies and series with reasonable casting budgets, so that Disney Marvel doesn't have to blow $300 million just on paying an army of A-listers to headline its films, and so put itself into the position of needing to earn $1 billion every time it releases an X-Men movie in order for the movie to be successful. So basically not making dreadful decisions like casting Henry Cavill as Wolverine or Denzel Washington as Magneto or especially Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as friggin' Apocalypse. If Disney Marvel abides by that lesson, then the MCU might just have a future after all. If it doesn't, the brand is most likely going to die alongside the superhero genre in general, to be honest, within the next few years. But as always, that's just my opinion, and I wanted to get it off my chest. Time for you to share yours. Sound off in the comments below to tell me what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Are your feelings more complex? Meanwhile, if you liked this video and made it this far, don't forget to leave a like, click subscribe, ring that bell, and hey, follow me on social media as well. So long.